How you doing? Todd Walters, Platinum Coach. Thanks for taking a couple of minutes to watch this video. I want to share with you the horrors of assuming, okay? And I'm going to share with you a massive mistake that many people make, and that is called assuming that the customer will do something. What you want to do is you want to assume that the prospect, your intended prospect or intended customer, is not going to do what you want them to do. We call it preparing for the negative. All right, I'm going to give you an example of what I mean by this, okay? And this will really help you make your marketing better and improve the response of anything and everything that you put out into the marketplace. In other words, watching this video right now will make you more money, get you more customers, and make your life better. Let me give you a quick example. All right, first example, let's say that you're going to do a direct mail marketing campaign. All right, cool. The first thing that you want to assume is that your mail is not going to be delivered by the post office. So you want to make sure that your mail is getting delivered. All right. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to have a plant. You're going to plant yourself on the mailing list, and you're going to take some friends or some family members. You're going to plant them on your mailing list. And when your mail goes out, you're going to follow up with them to see if they got the mail. Okay. Very important. Obviously, you can follow up with yourself, but do not assume that because you're mailing something, it's getting delivered. All right. So that's number one. All right. Next, let's assume that the customer is not going to open up the envelope. And when you make that assumption, you know what you do? You make your envelope getting opened more likely. Let me give you an example here. This is a colored envelope, okay? Maybe that's more likely to get open. Here's an envelope that has a check in it. Look at that check right there. See that? Yeah, pretty likely to open up that envelope. Here's another envelope that actually has something inside of it that's giving it some lump. So I can something's in there. Got it? So assume that the customer is not going to open up your envelope. So what am I going to do to increase the likelihood that they will open up the envelope? See that? I'm just giving you some examples of how real estate agents and some marketers out there assume that what they're doing is going to happen. How about this now? I open up the envelope, okay? You want to assume that I'm not going to read or look at the materials in your envelope. Okay, so got it? So how do you increase the likelihood that I would actually read what's inside the envelope? Well, that's where we come in. Okay, just like this coaching video's giving you some great tips on how to increase the response from anything and everything you do by applying this principle of preparing for the negative. The same thing with getting someone to read the materials that I put inside the envelope. For example, if I make it look like an ad, probably not going to read it. If it's all prettied up, probably not likely to read it. Do you know people are more likely to read it if it's ugly versus it being pretty? Yes. Okay. So, and how about this? I'm going to start with a showstopper headline. I'm going to talk about who? The customer. So those kinds of things are covered in our coaching and training. In other words, we're going to assume that the customer is not going to read the materials. So we're going to make what they would read as soon as they look at it impactful. So impactful, they can't help but read it. Okay. All right. Next, I want to assume that the customer is not going to do what we want them to do. And that would be call me or send me a note or go online, but respond to whatever it is I'm putting in there. So let me give you another example on that. You'll see some billboards around your town that might say something like, your home sold, guaranteed, or I'll buy it. Todd Walters, phone number and website. Okay. So what's happening there? I'm assuming that the customer will read the billboard, be so moved by it that they'll just on their own volition know what to do. Call me or go to the website. Bad assumption. You want to tell customers what you want them to do. Okay. And you've seen this on the ad generator. It says your home sold, guaranteed, or I'll buy it. No gimmicks. Free report reveals everything you need to know about this guarantee. Okay. Order your report by visiting this web address or calling this information line number. And of course, you can call me directly. You see what we just did there? We took away any assumption of them knowing what to do and why they should do it now. Okay, now look, that's how marketing works, or at least really good marketing. So you want to assume that the customer is not going to do what you most want them to do. And when you make that assumption, it'll make everything that you do better.